Oh dear. Did I make this public? Oh no. Oh no. I don't know if I made this public. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Wait. Oh, thank God you're here. Thank God. I wasn't sure I made it public. And it's a pain in the ass to get back in and fix that. Like I would probably have to end the stream and start another one. And if there's another way to do it, I don't know how to do it. That's the only way I know how to do it. So anyway, okay, I was stressed. Let me see. Let's one moment. Okay. That should help moderators. All right. How is everyone on this lovely, fabulous Thursday afternoon? I am in the midst of doing a major declutter and cleanup. So I have shit all around me, in case you see it all. I got a sweatshirt behind me. The sweatshirt's up there because Poop has tried to grab it multiple times. So I had to stick it back there. Just saying. She's full of sass today. Full of sass, just saying. 3P and SP's ex are teaming up together like the freaking Olsen twins. It's ridiculous. I'm so, oh gosh, I need to know all about it. I'm so nosy. But at least I own it. I once saw you diving through all the old vitamin bottles, and it was too funny. I must have been doing like a go through my garbage video, like go through my trash, my empties, or something like that. It must have been an empties video on my other channel. I'm not doing them anymore. Those have stopped bringing me joy. Just saying. Just saying. I subscribed you yesterday after listening the amazing rampages. Well, thank you so much, Dolly. And I like your name. It's very pretty. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for the lovely compliment. That was very nice of you. Oh my gosh. Let me just say first, before I even dive in over here, this is me formally, authentically apologizing for not showing up to my own video premiere last night. Please, I had a coaching call at 8 o'clock because I would have just, Poop's giving me a hard time about missing it. I had a coaching call at 8 o'clock last night, and because otherwise we would have done it at 8 o'clock. By we, I mean me and you guys. And I just, the coaching call was for an hour, and I just got distracted and got off the coaching call and completely forgot that I set that video to a premiere. And so about, 11:30 last night, I popped out of bed with that anxious feeling like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm so sorry. I have never done that before. I've been booted out of my own premiere live chat before, thanks to Poop's pause here and there, but I've never not shown up. So I do apologize. All right, let's see. I still can't believe I completely forgot. That's pretty bad. All right. Helen, beautiful bestie, thank you very much. Looking beautiful, bestie. Just feeling so amazing and happy. I love manifesting and getting what I want. Love you. I love you too, Helen. I love you too. I think you're amazing. How about that? I already think you're amazing. I'm glad you're feeling amazing. And yeah, I love manifestation and getting what I want too. In fact, I would even dare say I'm obsessed with getting what I want and manifestation. I don't care if that sounds like shite. I feel that way. It's fun. It's fun knowing that we can direct our mind in a certain area of awareness. That's how I like to look at it. And then our 3D world projects it. I like that. It feels good, right? Because up until I found manifestation, I had plenty of fears of how my life was looking to me, and fears. Like one of my fears was, I'm going to be alone the rest of my life. How many people manifesting a specific person has had that fear? Just saying. So I like knowing I don't have to be afraid of dumb shit like that anymore or ever again. And neither do any of you. Aquarian 231990, thank you very much. How can I manifest for my SP to really means that he loves me and always tells me the truth and not tall about the past because it triggers me? I'm assuming you meant the word talk instead of the word tall, right? Sorry, I love teasing people with their spelling and things like that. That's funny to me. All right, so first of all, let's keep it real. We need to figure out why talking about the past triggers you. We need to know why. We need to step away from that. We need to decide it doesn't trigger you anymore. Yes, there is nothing wrong with having the desire and successfully manifesting that your ex doesn't bring it up your SP. Sorry. Yes, we can manifest that, right? So I'm not trying to tell you can't. But I'm saying if we ignore why it triggers you, right? And you're not addressing or at least deciding you don't have that belief, you're probably going to experience it again. That's why. I know that sounds kind of shitty, but I'm just keeping it real, right? It's the way I see it. It is just easier to face the fear and dethrone its power over you because we don't have to be afraid of anything. See what I'm saying? So we need to figure out, okay, why are you triggered by him talking about or her talking about the past? And if it's because of a certain experience, let's say that your SP did something or maybe you did something in the past and hearing about it upsets you, that hearing about that experience, or maybe hearing about, I'm going to make something nuts. I can't talk. I'm going to make something up. Let's pretend that you're triggered if SP talks about their ex. Okay? I wouldn't like that shit either. But I would want to understand why I'm being triggered by it. What meaning am I giving it? So therefore, what belief is resonating? Because if that belief is resonating and we don't decide that's not who we are anymore, we could manifest from that belief again. And I don't say that to scare you. I'm saying it to empower you, right? So that's the first thing. That's the first nugget that I suggest you do. As far as getting SP to really mean it when he or she tells you that he or she loves you, okay? We are able to do that after we've come into the knowing or decided that we are a version of ourselves that actually can be loved. That we can be loved. And we can, of course, trust that our person, when they say it, we believe it. Now, I'm going to be real with you on this. Not that I'm not real on any other question, but that's just how I talk. It's such a phrase I use. I had the experience while manifesting my own SP, and it was like an alert moment, like a boom, light bulb alert moment. That man could tell me every fucking day and be totally serious when he says it. But I don't think there's ever going to be an amount of times he could say it that would make me actually trust and believe it. Now, hold on. I know that sounds shitty, but it's going to lead to something good. And when I realized that, I'm like, oh my God, I really don't believe I can have that. I don't believe that I can actually be loved. That is why I'm questioning it all the time. So, yes, I could believe that he meant it when he said it, but there was always that voice in my head saying, yeah, but he could change his mind. That could change tomorrow. So, what that really doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean it's enough for me to feel safe and secure that he's never going to leave me. See what I mean? That's how fucked up my mind was. So, I knew that rewind. I knew in that moment that there is nothing in the 3D that my SP could ever sincerely do to make me trust and believe that he actually truly loves me and is faithful to me. There's nothing and no amount of times that he could do anything in the 3D to actually get me to believe it and trust it at 100%. The only person that I can 100% rely on and trust outside of myself is the I am or universe or God, whatever you believe in, whatever you believe is inside of you. So again, that might sound very limiting, but it's not. It made me realize, yes, there is nothing outside of me that can truly have any power over me either. So I wanted at that time to have the experience of being able to absolutely believe that my person loves me. And when he would say it, I would believe it. But to 100% trust that, I had to decide that I could be that person, that I could be loved by someone else in a romantic way. I could be loved. I can trust my specific person. I can trust that he's faithful to me. I had to become or come into the knowing or the awareness that I am the version of myself that can accept love, can accept that my person truly loves me, can accept that my person is 100% faithful to me, and I don't have to live worried over SP anymore. I had to decide I was her. See what I'm saying? So, in other words, hang on. Pope, come here. She's got my boyfriend's pants. Hold on a minute. Give me those. Bad girl. Give them to mommy. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Now you stay out of there, ma'am. You stay out of there. You know better. Here. You have that. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. All right. So, it's laundry day in my house. She will go get every article of clothing and bring it over to her little bedding area, piece by piece, and then chew on them. And she has chewed holes in his jeans before, so can't allow her to have his articles of clothing, right, Poop? Do you want to come up? Come on up. Okay. Hold on, ma'am. Really? Really? Hold on. Told you I was decluttering shit. She just threw herself in my pile. Okay, you be here, be a good girl, okay? All right, so back to what I was saying, Aquarian. So if you want your person to show up telling you that he or she loves you and that you can believe they really mean it, as well as always telling you the truth, you put the focus on being the version of yourself that can accept and believe that that is who you are now, and that he is that version of himself as well. That may have sounded very long-winded and wordy, but there's a reason why Neville Goddard says there's never anything to change but self. And by change, he just is referring to who you believe you are, what state you're in, where's your awareness. So you become aware of being the version of yourself that is in that loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with a very honest and unconditional, loving version of your specific person. That's how you do it. As well as deciding you're not triggered over hearing over the past anymore, or hearing about the past. It doesn't trigger you anymore because you are the safe and secure version of yourself that can't be triggered by stupid shit like the past. Something along those lines. So you could affirm that to yourself. You could script it. You could visualize it. Okay? But it's all about who you believe you are. That's how we get SPs to change and stay changed. That's how you do it. Most people just focus on SP. And then they wonder why all they manifest is hot and cold behavior. Okay? Okay. All right. Manifesting Maven, member for 9 months. Thank you very much. Hey, Kim. I'm choosing a hassle-free end to the situation that has been playing out in 3D. Little zhuzh. I kind of don't care anymore because I'm fed up with trying to get a different version of you know. Love you. All right. So why not put the focus on you being the you that literally doesn't have to care about this situation anymore? It's like, see yourself like pressing fast forward. In other words, when I had what I believe, if you're referring to the thing I think you're referring to, which was the something that you and I had in common. And obviously I didn't know about manifestation then, but I remember having the thought, I just want to push fast forward where this is just over with. I got what I wanted and he's not a prick to, be involved with. And by being involved, I just mean, obviously some kind of communication had to happen. This was not, an SP per se, right? You know that. So I would think about the fast forwarded future version of me. All right. So then when I found manifestation, I realized that, oh my God, when I used to say that to myself, because initially in my journey of manifesting SP, I had that same thought, like, I just want to push fast forward where I'm not worried about this relationship. I just know I have it. I just want to press fast forward because I was obviously thinking of time being linear, right? So it's really no different. You're just deciding that you're her now because technically you are her now, right? So you're choosing a hassle-free end to the situation, right? Future you. It's already done. It was hassle-free. You got whatever you wanted, and now he's easy to deal with. Now, I'm assuming you're talking about that particular situation, so correct me if I am wrong. Okay, good. Let's see. I'm fed up with trying to get a different version of you. Yeah, I wouldn't... Because he's not a love interest SP, right? Because of that, I wouldn't hassle myself with overly trying to bring in the best version of him. I would feel like I don't want to give that my fucking attention anymore. I want to just know everything worked out and he's just easy to deal with, period. Okay, well then that's who I am. I'm the version of myself that has whatever I want, boom, in that category. And he's fucking easy to deal with. That's who I am now. See what I mean? So we don't gotta dive deep and think about why do we feel this way or that way about him. Nah, he's just easy to deal with. He's just easy to deal with. Life is easy now. You're not hassled anymore. Life is easy. It's already done. It's settled. You got whatever you wanted. Boom. I'm hoping that helped. We are truly powerful. Had an inner conversation and wished my SP a good day. Received a good morning text 30 minutes later. I had to laugh. You are welcome, Manifesting Maven. I'm not surprised, Rhonda. Ooh, Franny L, member for 17 months. You're glowing, Kim. Franny, you and I are besties. Thank you so much. It's probably, sweat, but that's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. I was kind of serious. Birchu, thank you very much. SP DM'd after 3 years, but bestie said not to reply for him to pursue, so I didn't. But now, Virtue, if you were here, I'd go, psst, psst, psst. If that bestie of yours isn't into manifestation, your bestie's opinion doesn't apply right now, okay? I know your bestie's thinking of your best interest, right? She or he didn't mean it maliciously, but we don't take modern dating fucking advice, okay? That's dating advice, shit. All right, hold on. So SP DM'd me, SP, movement, SP DM'd you, amazing. But your bestie said not to reply for him to pursue, so I didn't. But now I want to contact him. Should I? Or should I wait for him? All right. This is a good question for other people listening, and I meant it when I said, I think I made a video on it, didn't I? Didn't I make a video about dating advice and how not to take it? Because it ain't beneficial. Unless somehow you're putting a manifestation twist on it. Listen, I know how that might sound sound a little, like we have our own little community over here. It's because we do have our little community over here. But modern 3D world dating advice ain't going to help us. Ain't going to help us. And let me just say, as far as like the dating coaches go, no offense and all, but they got to keep their business going. So their advice is not always helpful. Okay, get what I'm saying? It's not always helpful. And they're thinking from a very limited view. They're thinking small. They're thinking from 3D world only. We don't fuck with 3D. We're above that. We're bigger than that. We're smarter than that. What you should be doing is being up here. So your bestie was wrong. Just saying. And by wrong, I mean, you want your SP to pursue you. There's nothing wrong with having that desire to be pursued. You want your SP to show up and contact you. Nothing wrong with that. To want that experience. But if we are deliberately not responding to someone, to force them to show up a certain way, we are already doing it from the wrong version of self. We're doing it from the very limited version of ourselves. Right? Is that making sense? I hope. So, your desire to reach out to him, as in, I'm assuming you mean to respond to his DM. Yeah, I'm not saying to anybody out there either. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with wanting to be pursued and actually manifesting that experience. There is nothing wrong with that. I wanted that too. Nothing wrong with that. But when we're making decisions like that one, well, don't respond. Don't text him. Make him come after you, girl. Is that the version of yourself that believes she's really going to be pursued? Or is that the version of self playing games in the 3D to manipulate being pursued? Right? This is why we decide who we want to be. Poop is backing me up on this. So, if you would like in this moment to respond to that DM, I say go for it. Go for it. That doesn't mean he's not going to pursue you. You politely responding to the DM. I'm also not telling you you have to, do whatever SP desires when this is about you getting pursued. I'm saying, listen, decide who you want to be and go from there. I am the coach that believes there is no harm in texting, calling, or, DMing SPs. I'm the girl that sees no big deal in that category if you are doing it from the version of self that has, the relationship you want, is intermingling with the version of them you want. Okay? So I'm going to tell you straight up, I would have responded to that. I would have responded. But I would have responded from making a decision what version of self I am. Now, does this mean because you didn't respond that he's never going to contact you? No, nothing Absolutely nothing can get in the way of your manifestation. Nothing. Even if we've made what we believe are stupid decisions in the 3D. It's not going to stop you from getting your manifestation. That's thinking very literal, logical, and very friggin' small. That's thinking like there's only one reality, and that is not true. I think we know that now. So stand in your decision that you are whatever version of yourself that you're choosing to be. Respond if you'd like. If you don't, you keep standing in conviction of who you are. I'm not surprised you got the movement, Virtue. I'm not. I would stop taking romantic love advice when you're actually manifesting. You know, they've got proof that you're doing the things I say you're doing them. Do you see what she grabbed? She's got my sweatshirt. Poop. And she's just frozen with it in her mouth. Look at that. Look at that. She's just frozen with it because she knows she ain't supposed to have it. If you're just going to lay with it, then I'll let you have it. You start chewing on it, girl, we're going to have a problem. Okay, Virtue? So again, I'm not picking on you, honey. I'm not. I want everyone to know. If you're manifesting a specific person, one of the things you're going to want to start doing, if you're not focused on being a version of yourself, you are going to want to stop listening to dating advice. It's limited, and it's keeping you in the habit of being a version of yourself that is glued to the 3D, which is not going to help you manifest. If anything, it's going to make it a painful, bumpy ride. And I know maybe even that sounds limiting. I'm just talking from experience. I used to be the person that would play the games in the 3D to get him to be sorry for not, oh my God, I used to be the person of, oh, you took 3 hours to text me good morning? Okay, well, I think I'll take 3 hours to write you back. How about that? I was the tit for tat person, and it never got me what I wanted. Playing the 3D dating bullshit never brought me the relationship I wanted. And in fact, it kept me in an endless cycle of shitty fucking relationships. Okay? Make a decision over who you want to be, and you remind yourself every damn day that's who you are. And you're only bringing in the most loving, affectionate, attentive, whatever words feel good to you, version of your person. Pardon me, ma'am. Pardon me, ma'am. Get it away while she's distracted. Okay. Okay? Can you be good for at least 10 minutes? I'm pretty sure my dog just gave me the middle finger. I'm just saying. Oh, how's it gonna fix? You not overthinking the 3D. Number 2, if you want to respond to that DM, go ahead and respond to it. Go ahead. If you don't want to respond, then you get back to focusing on who you want to be, girl. See, your mind logically, and it's from our human conditioning, your mind wants to figure out how this is going to unfold. That's where we don't get involved. Instead, we just focus on who we are and what version of them we're choosing, we're selecting. That's it. From there, everything you're doing is leading you to your outcome. So that's how it's going to fix. By letting the 3D unfold and giving it the meaning that it's leading you to your outcome. That's how. Should I ask how he is doing? Why not? Why not? What did he say in the DM? What did he say to you in the DM when he reached out first? Listen, if the DM, if the words in the DM from him was not what you wanted, like let's say, for example, all it said was, hi. Hi. And let's say what you wanted it to say was, hello, beautiful. I have missed you so much. Please come back to me. Let's give it the meaning that that's what's happening here. It's unfolding to that. You will hear those words from him or see those words from him. You will. keep choosing new self. Okay? He congratulated me for my graduation and send nice emojis. Well, that was very nice and kind of him, wasn't it? Very polite, very nice. How about respond, thank you very much. I appreciate that. If you want to stick a, how have you been? Go ahead. Go ahead. Do it from new self, though. Meaning, before you even send it, you decide to be your new self. You're the self that doesn't have to pursue him. You're the self that gets pursued. You're the self that believes she can have a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, right? You're standing in that before we do anything in the 3D. I'm only saying that because that will usually lead the best results, usually. That's the only reason why I'm wording it that way. Because I stand by my statement that nothing can ruin a manifestation. Just saying. Okay. It was more than a month ago. So what? That's thinking about time as being linear, and time isn't linear. Don't overthink how long it was. That means nothing. Try not to overthink that. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next one because I have a coaching call at 2 and I want to answer as much as I can. Salty, thank you very much. Sorry, I know I kind of asked this, but my job triggers me. When I have mentioned what I want job-wise, people tell me I'm not going anywhere or find what I want. Also, can I bug and ask to be put on your coaching list if possible? Yeah, Salty. Stop. Salty, I did respond to you. So, but yes, of course you can ask me that. I don't understand what you're asking me about your job. Your job triggers you. When I have mentioned what I want, job-wise, people tell me I'm not going anywhere or to find what I want. Who tells you that? 3D muggles? 3D basic bitches? Because if they're people in the manifestation community, they're not buddies. They're limited twats. Okay? First of all. So if you have anyone in the manifestation community telling you that you're not going anywhere and you're never going to find what you want, you need to dump their limited asses, number 1. Number 2, hey, stop it. They're reflecting your own inner fear. So bear that in mind. When people show up in our reality, I'm sorry, my boyfriend's home, hence the motorcycle, hence the barking. She loves him very much, so she barks until he comes through the door. Always remember that everyone you intermingle with, it has that potential to reflect your own fears. This is why it doesn't matter what people say to you in the 3D. It really doesn't matter. It's just not true that you're not going to find what you want or that you're not going anywhere, Salty. It's not true. That's your fear being reflected, period. Quite frankly, we should be saying, I don't give a fuck what another person out in the 3D says to me. We do not give a fuck. You've got a desire. You're choosing to be the version of yourself that has that desire. Then boom, done. Everything is leading you to it. Everything. All right. Come on. Come on. You better go out. Come, find Daddy. That is only a temporary fix. I let her go out to the garage to see him. She's probably going to bust through that door, though. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Yeah, this goes for anybody, no matter what you're manifesting. If you've got anybody in the 3D, like discouraging you from what you want, this is what we think about their opinions. I mean that. Don't you let your own fears being reflected back through anybody in the 3D deter you from going after what you want ever. You don't let other people limit you. That's what we're doing as far as like breaking out of that habit. See what I mean? We're breaking out of that habit. So you get back to putting that focus on who you want to be. As far as when you're at work and you're getting triggered, why are we being triggered? What is it that's happening that's upsetting you? What meaning are you giving it? And it's really a return to your decision moment, truthfully. It's fear being reflected back. Triggers included. Fear. So try to calm yourself in moments like that. Just try to calm yourself. Remind yourself of who you really are. Listen, in the Advanced Manifestors group, we're doing reality transurfing. And one of the first principles of that book, of reality transurfing, is keeping yourself aware. Aware of who you are, as in God, universe, higher power, source energy, moonbeams being inside of you. Having a human experience through the self you choose, and not allowing yourself to get caught up in 3D horseshit. So when things are triggering you, you just need to remember who you are. I'm not saying that's going to instantly make you feel better. I'm not saying that, right? And 90% of the time, our body is just responding out of habit. That's it. It's nothing to really be afraid of. It's habit. Manifestation really is breaking out of habits. That's kind of what we're doing. Who are we aware of being and breaking out of the habit of being that old self, the old limited self? Does that make sense? You like that, Hillary? Moonbeams, right? Because I'm not here to tell y'all what you pick your own beliefs as far as you think it's universe, you think it's God. That's your own personal decision. So Salty, don't let anybody else get in your way like that. We don't let anybody get in our way. And you know what? I know, especially like SP manifestors, I know you've all probably at least once encountered someone in your 3D reality telling you to give up on who you're manifesting. That is the reflection of your own fear, period. And and I can't help but be snarky in moments like that, as far as, does the person who's giving you advice have what you want? Do they have the relationship you're manifesting? Do they have the career you're going for? Are they living their best life? So why in the Sam hell would we ever want advice from them? They don't even know or have what they want. So why would their advice mean anything? They don't even have it figured out yet. So what do we care what they got to say? I mean that. I mean that. Coming over here, being awake, finding out how we've been really creating, manifesting our reality. It is a gift. It is a gift for you to manifest the life of your dreams. No categories are off limits. No categories. This is a gift. And anybody not awake to it, they're living in the dream. They're not awake. Anybody else ever had a lucid dream? The dreams where you realize, oh my God, I'm in a dream. That's a lucid dream. That's what Vadim Zeland relates our 3D life as. We are in our own waking dream, lucid dream. So treat it as such. Okay? But Salty, again, I did respond to your email. I'm just saying. Janet Carson, thank you very much. Can you talk can you talk more about just being and deciding and manifesting without techniques? I have a very good understanding now, but this area is challenging. Okay, yeah, you just described what I do to manifest, literally. And I was gonna say outrageously, but that word has nothing to do with what I'm about to say, so I don't know why I said it. On my TikTok, I made a video about this because I was asked a very similar question on TikTok that I did upload over here. But I know that everyone at some point if they're not doing techniques that they enjoy, they're going to get to a point where they're sick to death of doing techniques. And you're going to get to that frustrated point of, I don't want to have a part-time job manifesting. I just want to know I got it. I just want to be. So do that. Make a decision. Who are you aware of being right now? Are you the version of yourself that is believing anything in the 3D that's unfavorable? Or are you putting the focus on being the version of yourself that has exactly what you want and at minimum is becoming that version? The wording really doesn't matter. So you can choose the wording that feels good to you. You sincerely don't have to do techniques 24/7 to manifest. You sincerely don't. Why do you think that we hear about people manifesting something that I only thought about that thing like once or twice? I didn't do a technique to get it. It just easily manifested. Usually I'm being asked that question, like, why did that happen, Kim? I've been over here manifesting my SP for 100 trillion years. But this thing, because I really didn't have any care about it, it just showed up. So am I just supposed to stop caring about SP? No. But more than likely, you are identifying as a version of yourself that there's a belief in there somewhere regarding your SP. And maybe you're not aware that you're identifying with it. But that's what I meant is things have been manifesting for you your entire life. You're just waking up to the awareness. So usually another question I get asked is it enough to just decide that you are the self that has the desire? Is that enough to manifest? Yes. I am your living, breathing example of it. It is possible to just decide you are a self or a version of self. Yes, it is. Whatever you are aware of is what you will experience in 3D reality. So if that feels too resistive to go there, well then put the focus on being the you that believes you can just make a decision and manifest from it. Reach for that state. And once you get there, your perception will change. So how you view reality will change, and you will see that it's absolutely possible to just do that. Is it Naima or Naima? Thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you very much. So just keeping it real, I don't want you to think that idea came from, I think I'm just going to decide what I want. No, it was not a calm, serene moment. It was in the middle of a spiral that I was having. And it came from frustration and anger and irritation, truthfully, because I didn't want to be stuck doing techniques or feeling like I have to be married to a technique that I don't always have time for, nor do I really want to give it all that much time, but I still want what I want. It came out of anger. So it came out of conviction. So the way I saw it was, this is just going to work. It's going to work. Period. I'm just going to decide this is who I am. Also in that moment was realizing, oh my God, I have forever been identifying as the girl manifesting an SP. where that's not who I want to be. I want to be the girl that just has it. That's what I want. So I made a decision, and I didn't look out in reality. I didn't check to see if what I was doing was enough. I just gave everything the meaning that it was leading me to what I wanted. That's why I talk about detachment. That art of detachment is your best friend, truthfully, when manifesting. But I was not married to techniques. I used to be. You know, when I was a baby manifester, I was totally glued, married to scripting, but I enjoyed it. There's quite the difference. I know some of you are doing techniques that you don't enjoy at all, but you feel like you must do it, or worse, you make yourself feel bad when you didn't do it. No. Who are you aware of being right now? If you're new to this, you are aware of being probably whatever is going on in your life. You believe, you have all your faith is that you are that person. Everything you experienced up to this moment, you believe that's who you are. That's your true self. And I'm saying no. That's because we have been conditioned to believe that if we lived an experience, then we lived the experience. So it's glued to us, right? It's glued to us. No, it's not. All you ever have is this present moment, and your past doesn't technically have to be your past anymore. You don't have to keep selecting from it. Okay? So if you have things in your past experiences, now, Janet, I know I'm getting off topic for your question. I'm coming back around. If you have experiences in your past that you wish were not in your past, make that decision today. Make that decision today. Because your belief that they are so solidly in cement, your definite past, is why you keep carrying them with you with your identity. When you literally could just drop it and stop resonating with it, stop marinating and reliving it, and stop manifesting from that identity. And instead, put the focus on who you want to be. Create a new past. We are conditioned to think that we live linear in a straight timeline. We don't. So you don't have to be married to anything from your past. So for example, I was the person that had, or was identifying as the girl that had nothing but shitty love relationships that wouldn't seem to last over 2 years. Now, that's a whole other story, but I'm saying that was my identity. So I kept manifesting from that identity until I made a new decision for myself. That doesn't feel like a past that I really lived anymore. Doesn't mean you're going to forget the past necessarily, but you can stop identifying with it. You might have memories, but I bet you those memories get blurry or muddy because you're stepping into a whole new self, a self that didn't have those experiences. Do you see what I mean? In every given moment, you are identifying as someone. We are conditioned to keep identifying with what we believe we previously lived. And it's actually an option to do that or not to do that. See what I'm saying? I need to double check something because I thought I had a call at 2. Let me just make sure. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. So I got like 15 more minutes, so we're good. So does that make sense? So as far as just being, okay, back to Janet, just being, deciding you are this new self. Thank you, Limitless Queen Batch. I appreciate you reminding me. Thank you too, Lisa. I see you guys are reminding me. Thank you very much. I have 15 minutes more. Yes, Patricia C. Yes. Okay. All right. So who do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like, Janet Carson, or anybody else listening? What do you want your life to look like? What are the experiences that you want to have? From that, start identifying with them. This is who I am now. It was easy for me to say new self because I knew like that was my umbrella phrase. New self meant to me because I actually put it on paper who new self is. And I went through every area of my life and what I wanted it to look like, what I wanted to experience, how I wanted to feel about it, how I wanted to feel when I woke up in the morning. Guess what? That's what manifested. Because every time I told myself I was new self, I knew it meant my list. Remember, our minds are not stupid. Our minds are not stupid. We are more than this meat sack in our mind, too. Think of it as we are spiritual beings. We are more than the meat sack. We're not limited by it. We believe we are because of conditioning. You're breaking free of that conditioning. So once you've made the decision over what you want your life to be like, look like, feel like, from that moment on, you start identifying with it. That's who you are now. That's just who you are. That's your new normal, whatever you wrote down. Again, you don't have to use the new self. If that word or that phrase doesn't feel good to you, you call it whatever you want. It just made it easier for me just to use that simple phrase. I am new self. It was simple, easy. See what I'm saying? Did I say it every fucking 10 minutes or every hour on the hour? No, I didn't. Because I don't want to be married to techniques. I did it when it felt good. It felt good when I worked out. That was the dominant time I did it, outside of first thing in the morning before I even get out of bed. But that's it. I didn't do anything else, and everything manifested. Everyone can do this. The only reason why you think you can't is because of a logical, literal something from the 3D. Okay? I hope that helps, Janet. I hope that helps. Patricia, you do it when you walk. There you go. There you go. I don't even identify with my mind because I think it's just a filter. LOL. Lisa, let's get rid of that LOL because I totally agree with you. It is. I see it as just a filter too. Totally agree. All right. Let's see. Cammie, welcome to the Advanced Manifest. You joined the Advanced Manifestors group. Wonderful. Wonderful. I need to upload Tuesday's meeting so you know the assignment for next Tuesday, but don't worry if obviously we've already read a book. We're on to our second book, so don't feel pressured. You can watch all the replays and catch up on what you missed. And anybody that missed this past week's group, we are doing the first 3 principles, but I will get that uploaded. I'll try to get that uploaded before the end of the day so you can catch up. You joined it at the perfect time, though, Cammie, because we're into I think, a really good book. I feel pressured. I'm behind. Lester, you will catch up. No worries. I will, Hillary. I will. Let's see. Is it Lased? I cannot say that last name, and I don't want to butcher it. Hi, Queen. Please, and advice. I want more communication and being together with my SP. I'm already doing robotic affirmations. Love you. Well, I love you too. Okay. I'm making the assumption then, my friend, that you enjoy robotically affirming, right? You chose that technique because you enjoy it. I am making that assumption, right? So if you're doing that, I'm curious as to what affirmations you are already using. And I hope that at minimum you have chosen to affirm the who you are. As in, you are the version of self that's in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. You don't have to use those words. Pick the words that feel good to you. But you're identifying as the you that's having the experience of being with your SP. And they are showing up their most loving version. So lots of communication, lots of time together. It's the relationship you've always wanted. That's who you are now. That's your new identity. If you are only affirming for more communication, more time with SP, if those are the two things that you're affirming and you're not doing anything else, it probably won't bring the fulfillment of really what you want. At best, hot and cold. I mean that out of love. But remember, SP has only ever shown up reflecting who you believe you are. So if you're not having those things, and let's say that they're not showing up doing any of it, and you find that frustrating, that's a part of your identity somewhere. The most common things that I see, most common. So again, I'm not telling you you have these beliefs, but these are the most common that I see. The not good enough, not chosen, not a priority. They're clumped together for what it's worth. They're all under that not good enough belief. So when we aren't experiencing the communication, doing things together, we're not experiencing that. And we have never taken a look at, hey, why do I believe that SP is like this? Why do I think I'm having this experience? That should be our number one priority, first thing to do. From there, you start identifying as the version of yourself. Again, this is an example. So I'm saying if it's the not good enough belief, then you're going to start identifying as the version of you that knows he or she is more than enough to have, the exact relationship you want. You're more than enough. And your SP is the version of self that you prefer. That's who you are now. You're the self living your best life in the most amazing relationship. That's who you are now. I hope that makes sense. Robotic affirming stresses the hell out of me personally. It seems to me that I have to do something to have something. And it's like a job. I prefer to say to myself, I already have everything now. Is it Mirko? Chuko? I don't know. I do agree. That is not a technique for me. However, that doesn't mean that I don't think that technique works. Of course, I think it works. I know that there are plenty of people who have successfully manifested from robotic affirming. I also don't like visualizing, and certainly not visualizing in sats. But again, same response. I know those techniques work flawlessly. So this is why you often hear me say, find the technique that works for you, that resonates with you, that feels good for you. That's why I say that. Because I'm not someone that would ever be robotic affirming, ever. Have I ever done it? Well, yeah, of course. I try all the techniques because I like to talk about manifestation. I want to know everything about it. And I want to be able to manifest from all the techniques so that I feel then that gives me the right to be discussing it, right? But no, it's not something I would ever want to do again. I don't like it. I agree with you that anxiety kind of feeling that it gives me, but I will say that visualizing can also give me like anger anxiety because my mind veers off and I'm yanking it back and I just can't stand it. So I don't like that either. And I don't like sats because I fall asleep too fast. So, but they work. Just because I don't want to use them doesn't mean they don't work. They work very, very well for people. Just not me. I like just deciding, this is who I am. Boom, done. I'm all done. I'm done. That's it. Let's see. Beyonce, thank you very much. Kim, I'm having a tough time lately. Things seemed good. Texting, watching my socials. Then there has been complete silence from SP. Seems to be ignoring me now. Completely went MIA. How do I reset? By you resetting you. You resetting you. Okay. And actually, Beyonce, this is a great question for anybody else manifesting a specific person. A person that you are having some kind of contact with. So this doesn't mean that if you're in no contact, I'm not talking, it can't help you too. I don't mean it like that. We all know no contact is not a real thing. It's impossible because we're all connected in consciousness, okay? But I understand that every single one of us is manifesting to get what we want in the 3D. Duh. I know that. So I know when you're manifesting a specific person, all you really want is for your freaking specific person to show up doing the things that make you feel loved and cherished and adored and wanted and all that shit. I know that. So please don't think that I'm not cognizant of that. I am. I'm a manifester too, right? Conscious manifester. However, if we are looking out in the 3D and deciding something's wrong, something doesn't seem to be working right, or I'm doing something wrong because SP is not showing up the way I want today, or is not communicating like has been. Suddenly, now I'm going to use your question as the examples. SP is no longer watching my stories. It absolutely seems like he's ignoring me. He's not even reading my messages, or he's leaving me on red. If from that, now don't get me wrong, I know we don't like that. I know that. But if we're going right to something's wrong here, and I'm going to let it bother me and bring me down because I'm not getting what I want from SP in the 3D. Right there, that first habit of needing the 3D to be 100% what we want in order to decide we are a version of ourselves. That is one of the, it is to me the number one top priority habit that we are breaking. Now, I am no different. I am someone that when I'm manifesting, it's because I want what I'm fucking manifesting. I'm the same. And I don't like when 3D doesn't look the way I want it either. This is why I practice and utilize detachment. So if SP is not showing up exactly the way you prefer, and he's not showing up, communicating, we've got to break through that habit of allowing anything in the 3D to kick you out of who you want to be. It's a must. It's not I hope I can do that someday. No, it's a must. Or else this is going to be a very miserable journey. Very miserable. With lots of highs and lows. And don't get me wrong, some highs and lows, it's normal. We're human. We're going to have all sorts of moments. But we can steady the ship. We can steady it by detaching. Not allowing 3D to tell you who you are. You're telling it. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to be okay with no communication. I'm not saying that, right? It's perfectly fine to say, I don't like this. I don't like how, SP shown up. I don't enjoy this. This is not an experience I want to continue. However, I am still, as I would tell myself, new self. I am new self. I am the version of self that's in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with, add on SP, whatever you want to call it. That is who I am. And I refuse to be my old self. My old self would lose her shit and let it affect her all day long if the 3D didn't look the way I wanted. I would let it destroy me. And I certainly, obviously, if I was doing that, then I definitely was letting the 3D tell me who I am. Hence why all I was manifesting was at best hot and cold. The fulfillment of the whole relationship, the way I wanted it to be, loving, fulfilling, committed, happy, came when I was identifying as that and I was detaching from my 3D. This is why I talk about it so much. I'm telling you, you choosing to detach is not going to prolong this manifestation. It's not. If anything, it's gearing up the linear time. It's winding up. The less we let things control us in the 3D, anything outside of us, the less we allow that to tell us who we are. Again, this is not about being perfect. I am not perfect. I don't expect anybody else to be perfect. But I cannot stress, the sooner you decide, I don't give a fuck how he's showing up. I am my new self. I am new self. I am the girl that gets the love relationship that she wants. That's who I am. I refuse to be my old self. When you hear me say, I refuse to be my old self, that was something I also told myself. I refuse it because I didn't want my old self life. I didn't want to go back to being the person that was up and down based off of my 3D. I hated it. It felt like I was in a prison and that my happiness was controlled by 3D. I don't like that. I hate that feeling. So that's who my old self was. So that's why I would use that phrase. I refuse to be my old self. I refuse to be that limited version of me. I am new self, even if I don't feel like I'm new self in this moment, even if I don't believe it, even if I'm saying it through tears. That is my decision. And nothing or no one out here is going to change that decision. I am new self. That's why I manifested what I wanted. And I'm saying it because you can do this. Anyone can do this. The less we let the outside dictate to us who we are, the quicker our shit can come. So instead of getting, oh, he's watching my stories, or oh, he's writing me back today, instead of that being your happy, no, you'll have the full damn relationship. You'll have the fulfillment of the whole love relationship, where having, like I said, watching your stories, responding to you, keeping in contact, that shit's gonna be that's your normal. Of course you have that. Of course that's happening. That's gonna become meaningless to you. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, Nini. Thank you. Okay, so I do have to go. I am now 3 minutes late, but I'm not going to point you out, but I know you're watching the live stream, so I'll be with you in one moment. You probably could have told me that the appointment was until 2:15, though. Just saying. Okay. Anyway, I love you all. I hope you all have a fabulous day. HBIC friend, I'll see you because I already emailed you that Zoom. So I'll see you in a few moments. Guys, put the focus on who you want to be. Keep your focus there on who you want to be, not on what you want. Draw your attention back to what you want, who you want to be, what you want your life to look like. When your focus gets drawn back to everything you don't like and everything you don't want, bring it back. Bring it back to new self. I'm telling you, it will change your life, right? Focus on what we want, not what we don't want. And remember who we are. Remember who we are. Pure unadulterated consciousness, okay? All right. I love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow.